Hey, I'm Gaston, and this is Rough Country's Rapid Tire Deflator. The Rough Country Rapid Tire Deflator has a protective rubber housing, an easy-to-read gauge face, durable braided hose, and corrosion-resistant brass hardware. So what is a rapid tire deflator, and why would you even need one? Let's get out of the installation facilities, and I'll show you. So we're on the trailhead, and I've separated a rock to demonstrate what happens when you air down. I've already pulled up at street pressure, and you'll notice that when you get on top of the rock, the only thing touching the rock is a small amount of tread here. If you were in a situation where you didn't have traction, that's going to spin and you're not going to go anywhere. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop down to between 12 and 10 pounds of pressure, and what that's going to allow the tread to do is lay out, and it's actually going to wrap around that rock and grab it, and that's what you want out on the trail. So here's how the rapid tire deflator works. This portion screws on where your valve stem cover would go. Then you push the plunger down, and that is actually a valve stem removal tool. You'll remove the valve stem, and when you pull back, it's going to release pressure, which you'll monitor with the gauge. Once you reach the pressure that you want, you'll push the valve stem back into place, screw it back in, seat it firmly, then remove the tool like you would be removing a valve cap. All right, so we'll remove the valve cap. Then we're going to install the tool in place of it. Pull the plunger back. Once that's on there snug, we're going to push the plunger in, give it a turn, feel it seat on the valve core. Now we're going to remove the valve core. And we will monitor the pressure by sliding the tool back and forth. So we can see where it road pressure of 40 pounds on these tires. We want to drop it down to around 12 for the trail. So now that we've got the tool installed, the valve core is removed inside the tool, I will slide this down the collar, and you're going to hear the air pressure release, and we will monitor it and check it periodically until we get to the pressure we want. So we're right around 12 psi. I usually run between 12 and 10 depending on the terrain. So what I'll do now is slide the valve core back in place, reinstall it. Once it's snugged up, I'll remove the tool. And replace the cap. So you can already see how the footprint of the tire has spread out as the tire pressure dropped. And what that's going to do is allow for additional traction, and it's really going to grab a hold of that rock. So as you can see, when you air down, you're going to increase your traction. Whether it be on rocks, it's great for sand or mud, or anywhere else you're going to need additional traction. 35 to 40 psi is great for riding on the street, but you really need the ability to drop that air pressure down when you get into an off-road situation. And when you're done at the end of the day, you're going to need some way to air back up. And that's why the Rapid Deflator pairs perfectly with the Rough Country 12-volt air compressor. Now this is not your plug into a cigarette lighter, air up a bicycle tire 12-volt compressor. This bad boy is capable of 150 psi, so it's not going to have any problem airing you up off the trail. Find these and many more trail-ready tools at roughcountry.com.